Hello, students. Today I'll deal with legal maxims in law of torts. Myself, Sushmita Das, Assistant Professor of Law and Legal Studies, Sage University, Bhopal. First legal maxim today will deal that is damnum sine injuria under law of tort. It means damaging a person without injuring them, where damage refers to monetary loss, comfort, assistance, health, among other things, are all important factors to consider. An infringement of basic legal right is referred to as injury. If you are acting or actually hurting someone without violating their legal rights, many acts appear to be injurious in nature but are not regarded wrongful in law. They are not actionable and provide no relief to the victim. So there is a case law which which will make you understand more clear. There was a case that is Gloucester Grammar School case. In this, the fact of the case deals that the respondent or the defendant was a high school principal who opened a new high school near the plaintiff's school, that is the Gloucester Grammar School. A huge number of students transferred to the new high school, causing the plaintiff to lose money. As a consequence, the plaintiff decided to sue the defendant. The question in this case, the legal issue which arises, that whether the respondent should be held liable for the plaintiff's loss. Is the case comprehensive enough to cover all the aspects of damnum sine injuria? The judgment of this case was the defendant cannot be sued because the plaintiff's basic legal rights were not violated. He hardly suffered an economic loss, and also defendant had accordance with the law opened the school. Now, when you will learn the Indian Constitution, you will learn certain basic fundamental rights also. Injuria Sandana, which is another legal maxim which you are studying in law of tort. Injury a person without actually causing physical harm, where damage relates to an infringement of legal rights. In other words, violation of a person's basic legal rights without even a real harm to the individual wealth, health, or comfort. Whenever a legal right is breached, individual whose legal right has been infringed has the right to file a lawsuit against by the individual who caused the damage. So here the situation is quite different than damnum sine injuria. It is quite vice versa. In this case, Ashby versus White, the fact of the case are as follows. When the plaintiff, that is Ashby, an ordinary person, he is an ordinary person with right to vote. When to exercise his right to vote, he was rejected by the defendant despite the fact that a candidate for whom he wanted to vote had won general election. The plaintiff, Ashby, filed a lawsuit against the defendant alleging that his legal right had been violated. Now, the legal question, the legal issue here was the whether the plaintiff is empowered to seek restitution if one civil human rights is violated by the act of someone else. The judgment of this case was given that the court has ruled that right to vote is a fundamental right and it to exercise that right will result in action and remedy to the victim. So in this case, it was a different scenario than damnum sine injuria. So it is both are very different. Now, another legal maxim that is ubi jus ebi remedium. This is another legal maxim under law of tort. Where there is a right, there is a remedy. So, when you are having a legal right, you obviously have a remedy for it. So, the term just refers to the legal body or authority. The term remedium refers to the person's right to sue in court. The progress in the maxim is said to be the tort law. The significance of this maxim, as I already discussed, that is where there is a wrong, there is a redress, there is a remedy, and is one of the necessities of law of torts. These maxims are only appropriate when when a legal right exists, and there must be a wrong action having caused injury to another person in all circumstances. So, another case that is Bhim Singh versus State of Jammu and Kashmir. In this, What happened? The fact of the case are as follows. Bhim Singh, a member of Jammu and Kashmir Parliamentary Assembly, was unlawfully detained by a police officer and was restrained from attending the session as well as not being presented before the magistrate on time. There was a casting vote session and his vote was extremely very important. He was unable to cast a ballot, but the participants for him genuinely wished to cast a ballot. He won. So he filed a suit preventing him from exercising his legal right. He filed suit to the Supreme Court under Article 32 after he was dissatisfied with the Apex Court decision. The legal issue here was raised that whether monetary compensation is appropriate. Is Bhim Singh detention is legal or illegal? The judgment here are as follows. The judgment of this case that Bhim Singh was illegally detained according to the court and he was deprived of his right to freedom of movement under Article 21, which allows a citizen to go wherever they want. Under Article 19, you have various kinds of freedom. Right to freedom, Article 21 deals with right to life and personal liberty, and without even being subjected to unlawful retaining. As a result, the Apex Court awarded him rupees 5,000 in damages. So I hope you understood these three cases and the legal maxims with it. Thank you.